What's up, DramaLoop fam? Get ready for a rapid-fire news dump that's going to blow your mind. First up, we're dissecting Meghan McCain's explosive post claiming the left glorifies death. Did she hit the nail on the head, or is this another clapback waiting to happen? Then, we're diving into the powerful words of Tulsi Gabbard, who sat down with Meghan McCain to discuss the Charlie Kirk killing and urged us all not to respond to hate with hate. What wisdom can we glean from this crucial conversation? But the drama doesn't stop there. Meghan McCain is back in the spotlight, this time receiving the Champion of Israel award and going head-to-head with critics of the U.S. Israel alliance. We'll break down her strong defense of the alliance and her fiery condemnation of antisemitism, especially with rising political pressure. Stick around for all the details and make sure you're subscribed and have that notification bell on. Meghan McCain's glorifies death claim sparks fierce backlash. Meghan McCain dropped a bombshell social media post Friday, igniting a firestorm with her assertion that the political left glorifies death. The former co-host of The View specifically referenced the recent assassination of conservative activist Charlie Kirk, drawing a stark contrast between conservatives and liberals. McCain's controversial statement read, "I think the fundamental difference between the right and the left in this country is that the left glorifies death, particularly of adversaries, and the right does not. And it's not something I think I really have fully faced until Charlie's assassination. And it's petrifying." This bold declaration, however, quickly drew sharp criticism from social media users who pointed out numerous instances that seemed to contradict her sweeping generalization. Critics, including Parkland shooting survivor David Hogg, highlighted instances like Utah Senator Mike Lee's now-deleted jokes following the assassination of Minnesota State Representative Melissa Hortman and her husband. They also pointed to Donald Trump Jr.'s Halloween costume depicting Paul Pelosi's attacker and Jesse Waters' declaration of "This is war." Activist Fred Guttenberg, whose daughter was a victim of the Parkland shooting, reminded McCain of the January 6th events where individuals attempted to publicly hang Mike Pence. The backlash intensified as others recalled President Trump's mockery of the attack on Nancy Pelosi's husband and his past rhetoric concerning McCain's own father. Adding to the irony, one user pointed out that just 2 hours after McCain's left glorifies death post, she was publicly demanding the death penalty for Charlie Kirk's suspected killer. The online community largely viewed McCain's comments as out of touch and hypocritical, particularly in light of documented conservative rhetoric and actions. This explosive take is just the beginning of the firestorm. Next up, find out how Tulsi Gabbard is urging a different path forward after the Charlie Kirk tragedy. Tulsi Gabbard urges love not hate after Charlie Kirk killing. In the wake of conservative activist Charlie Kirk's assassination, Tulsi Gabbard joined Meghan McCain on her podcast, Citizen McCain, to advocate for a response rooted in love, not hate. Gabbard, a former presidential candidate and outspoken conservative voice, shared her personal reflections on Kirk's death and the importance of maintaining compassion. She acknowledged the difficulty of the period, but praised the tributes to Kirk, stating, "The response that we are seeing from people is a true reflection of how Charlie lived his life and how he communicated with people, how he treated people. That's a really beautiful thing." McCain admitted to experiencing a crisis of faith and a crisis of patriotism, expressing a reluctance to engage with opposing viewpoints. She asked Gabbard for advice on how to navigate such feelings. Gabbard responded by urging listeners to look to Kirk's example and to understand that love means strength. She emphasized that confronting hate with love, rather than succumbing to animosity, is crucial for the country's well-being. It is important that we look to the example that Charlie set and others have set in choosing that path of love, and confronting that hate and darkness and evil with love, and not allowing any ourselves to succumb to responding to hate with hate, Gabbard stated. She also noted that Kirk's death has been condemned across the political spectrum, including by figures like Morning Joe co-anchor Willie Geist. Tyler Robinson, 22, was taken into custody by Utah police 2 days after Kirk's shooting. But the conversation doesn't end with Gabbard's plea for peace. Get ready for Meghan McCain's powerful stance on a critical global alliance next. Meghan McCain champions U.S. Israel alliance, condemns antisemitism. Meghan McCain was honored with the Champion of Israel award at the American Friends of Magen David Adom Gala in New York City, using the platform to vehemently defend the U.S. Israel alliance and condemn rising antisemitism. Receiving the award in honor of her late father, Senator John McCain, she lauded President Donald Trump's strong support for Israel. McCain observed that the U.S.-Israel relationship often becomes more partisan on the left, noting that some pro-Israel Democrats, like Senator Chuck Schumer, appear to be hedging in different places. During her acceptance speech, she directly called out New York City Democratic mayoral candidate Zohran Mamdani, who has faced criticism for past acceptance of anti-Semitic rhetoric, urging attendees to pray for this city and labeling Mamdani an animal. McCain also addressed opposition to Israel from elements within the right, urging unity against the destructive message of the radical left and within my own party on the alt-right. She expressed hope in the current administration's ties to Jerusalem, stating, "I think that we have an incredibly strong alliance and shared values and shared political interests and shared global interests." She believes most Americans recognize the shared interests between the U.S. and Israel, especially in combating Islamic extremism. Reflecting on the recent assassination of Charlie Kirk, a staunch supporter of Israel, McCain expressed dissatisfaction with the reaction from many Democrat leaders, particularly mentioning Ilhan Omar's continued acceptance in Democrat spaces despite past controversial statements about Kirk. Her powerful defense of Israel and warning against division is a must here. And what happens when political pressure mounts? We've got the full story next. Meghan McCain slams Israel opponents amidst rising antisemitism. Meghan McCain received the Champion of Israel award, delivering a passionate defense of the U.S.-Israel alliance and a stern warning about the dangers of antisemitism and political opposition to the Jewish state. Speaking at the American Friends of Magen David Adom Gala, McCain highlighted the strength of the U.S.-Israel relationship, even as antisemitism escalates and political pressure mounts. She specifically criticized New York City Democratic mayoral candidate Zohran Mamdani for his past acceptance of anti-Semitic rhetoric, famously telling the audience to pray for this city and calling Mamdani an animal. McCain urged a united front against what she described as the destructive message of the radical left, and within my own party on the alt-right. She praised President Donald Trump's wholehearted support of Israel as a key reason for the robust alliance, emphasizing shared values and global interests. McCain also noted that the assassination of Charlie Kirk, a strong Israel supporter, was met with what she felt was an inadequate response from many Democratic leaders, citing Ilhan Omar as an example. Her speech underscored the idea that Israel's fight is America's fight, warning that a loss for Israel would embolden armies of darkness against the U.S. McCain drew parallels between the life-saving work of organizations like Magen David Adom and the destructive forces opposed to Israel and its allies. She acknowledged the bravery of individuals like Charlie Kirk, who stand for Judeo-Christian values and the values of family and life and freedom, and the right of Israel to defend itself against its enemies. The award, honoring her late father Senator John McCain, served as a backdrop for her unwavering commitment to the Jewish state. That's a powerful message of solidarity. Don't go anywhere, we've got a lightning round recap coming up to wrap it all up. Meghan McCain stirred controversy with claims about the left glorifying death, while Tulsi Gabbard urged a response of love, not hate, after Charlie Kirk's killing. McCain also powerfully defended the U.S.-Israel alliance and slammed its opponents. What a show! If you loved this breakdown, smash that like button, subscribe for more exclusive content, and ring that notification bell so you never miss an update. Follow us on all social media platforms to keep the conversation going. We'll see you in the next one.